Well, now I'm looking forward to this week's Irish music news. Let's go to Belfast and Ivan Martin.
Thanks, Vincent. This week on MTUSA, we'll be quashing a rumour about Chris de Burgh, hearing about a local lad who's making an impact on the indie scene in London, giving you the ultimate one that got away story, the thing that makes you go, oh no! And finally, we'll be recalling the days of glam rock. Firstly, to Chris de Burgh, he of The Lady in Red, the hit albums and the sellout tours. I mentioned here a couple of weeks back that he has some gigs scheduled in for Dublin at the beginning of March. Since then, a rumour has been gaining momentum that he would play Belfast in the King's Hall on the 22nd of this month. Quite simply, that isn't true. Apart from anything else, a-ha are playing the hall that night, and I don't really see a duet between Chris and Morton being on the cards. Somebody who'll be getting the champagne corks popping shortly is Belfast lad Joby Fox. You probably remember him from his days with the Bank Robbers and singles like Jenny and Dear Miss Problem Page. He's now based in London and recently got together with Kevin Breslin, Bap Kennedy and his brother Brian, and they've been writing some songs. They took them along to a studio there who were sufficiently impressed to offer them a recording deal, so you can expect something on vinyl from the lads very shortly. Incidentally, they've come up with a great name for the band, Energy Orchard. Chekhov, eat your heart out. And so to the one that got away. I mean, I'm only talking about Billy Ocean. He was lined up to take part in the Let's Dance series, which starts here on Ulster Television tonight week. Unfortunately, prior commitments in the United States meant that he missed the gig by 1 day. Pity that, but the good news is that he's keen to do a Belfast gig in 1987. So as they say, all's well that ends well. Or to put it another way, the going isn't quite as tough as it might have been. Okay, it's stand up and be counted time. Were you ever a glam rocker? Did you have the Slade boots? Remember the ones with the big platforms? The Mark Bolan hairdo, the Ziggy Stardust makeup, or maybe the Gary Glitter suit? You won't admit to that? Okay, do you remember tunes like Let's Get Together Again, Angel Face, or Just For You? Then you'll remember the guys responsible, the Glitter Band. If you fancy a bit of nostalgia, they're still alive and kicking, and they're over here on tour for a week from Monday. Finally, it was nice to see Eric Bell, formerly of Thin Lizzy, playing here with Light last week. I'm sure he was as amused as I was in some of the run-up publicity to the gig to see himself described as Erica Bell. Whatever next? Roberta Geldof, perhaps? Vanity Morrison? Or maybe next week in the King's Hall, it'll be Francine Goes to Hollywood. One thing's for sure, though, back in the City of Dreams after the break, Vincent Hanley.
Music Television USA.